What's up YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. My name's Keelan and today we're doing a bit of a monthly reset video. I've never done this on my channel before and I have honestly never done this like in general before. This is the first time I've ever done something like this, like monthly goal setting, monthly habit tracking, etc. But I'm starting school like tomorrow. I was about to say this semester, but literally tomorrow. I'm starting school and I'm still working full-time for myself. I work for myself, so I'm working for myself full-time, I'm going to school, and I need a way to kind of prioritize all of that. So I just last week released kind of my monthly budgeting video, and this is kind of a little bit of an extension on that in terms of like planning, building habits, etc. I've been really inspired by some of the reset videos that I see on YouTube, and I'll post a few of the creators like here that I really have enjoyed their reset videos. And I think it's just a cool way to start the month and really kind of set intention. So in these reset videos, a lot of folks typically, spend the day cleaning, taking space for themselves to kind of reset for the upcoming month, whether that be like cleaning their apartment, I already mentioned cleaning, budgeting, setting goals, doing some self-care. So really it's like this all-encompassing video where the person sets the intention for the next month. And that's what I want to do. Like I want to be more intentional about my goals and about my habits and about what I'm trying to achieve essentially. So in this video, we're not really going to cover the monthly budget too much. I'll link up in the cards my link to my September budgeting video. However, I will provide an update because we're actually a week into September, almost a week into September. It's September 6th, so I'm a little late on the September monthly reset video. But eventually I'll get to the point where I'm doing these at the end of the month for the next month. We'll do a bit of a budget update, but we won't like do a deep dive into the budget. One of the things that this video is going to be really centered around is kind of habits and goals. I don't know if anyone has ever read this book, Atomic Habits. I absolutely loved it and it was really helpful in kind of getting through to me about how important habits really are. So since reading this book, I have established quite a few habits, also have stacked some habits, which if you read this book, you know what that is. It's essentially like combining habits together. So let's say you don't floss, but you brush your teeth every morning, you basically add that habit onto the other habit. So, okay, well now when I brush my teeth, I know I floss. So that's a really simple example, but it's basically sticking a new habit to an existing habit type thing. So I've been using different items from this book. I absolutely loved it, but that is really what I am going to be kind of shaping my goals around, is actually habit building. So I feel like that's a little bit different than some of the reset videos or some of the goal setting videos that I've seen where the goals are like, write 3,000 words, reach 3,000 subscribers on YouTube. I don't know why 3,000 is the number popping in my mind, but 3,000 words, whatever it might be. I'm really going to try and break my goals down into habits, and I'll show you that right now. But first we're going to start with the budget update, and then we're going to get into the kind of goal and habit setting portion of the video. So without further ado, let's set ourselves up for a successful September and a successful return to school. I can't believe I'm going back to school. I'm so excited. For anybody who doesn't know, I'm going to school for graphic design because I am a book cover designer. I figured going to school would help me boost my skills in that area and also, provide really good networking opportunities. So that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm going back to school. But without further ado, let's dive into first the budgeting spreadsheet. And then we'll move over to the habit and goal tracking spreadsheet. Alrighty, so for anybody who watched my budgeting video last week, you'll notice that the spreadsheet is a little bit different. The only difference is aesthetic. And one item that I forgot on my business expenses, which was iCloud storage. So the only difference is aesthetic. I just wanted to make the headings a little bit more bold and clear, etc., so that like it didn't look all jumbled up. So what I've gone ahead and done is, since my budgeting video that went up last week, I've highlighted all of the new inputs into this. But just to quickly revise, this is how I budget for the month. And I've got my income section, my living expenses. So this is what I need to survive, my business expenses, my school expenses, and my miscellaneous expenses. And instead of categorizing my miscellaneous expenses, I essentially just have a dollar value goal per day that I can spend on miscellaneous items. So last time we checked in on this budget, it was September 1st. And so September 1st or 2nd, I forget. There really wasn't much into it. Today is September 6th. There is a lot more into it. As you can see, I received my OSAP, which is Ontario Student Assistance Program, grant/loan. So this is essentially what the Ontario government has provided me as either a grant or a loan to help me out with school. So the loan portion I will have to pay back. The grant portion is what I get to keep, and the grant is pretty much covering my tuition. So that is absolutely wonderful. So I did receive that payment, and I also have received some other creative income since September 1st. I received some affiliate dollars from TubeBuddy, which is a YouTube. Basically, I'm a TubeBuddy affiliate, and it's a YouTube extension to help folks on YouTube. So I received a payment from that, and I also received a dividend payment from some shares that I own. It's not really creative income, but most of my dividends are set to reinvest, which is essentially like if my shares are paying me dividends, then those dividends go to buying more shares. But for some reason, this one group of shares that I have is not reinvesting their dividends, so I did get some income from that. So this is my income section here, and there were a few additions, and this was my first paycheck from the month. Going into living expenses, I moved, as I mentioned in my previous video about my budget, I moved most of my loan into savings. So the grant was used to pay my tuition, but most of the loan was moved into savings. I just did a nice round number there. And then, I mean, you get the gist of it here. I've been paying off my living expenses. I paid off I didn't actually expect to have anything on this credit card, but apparently I did. So I paid that fully off for the month. So that was great for last month. But really, I've done most of my living expenses for the month already. My bank fees come at the end of the month. Business expenses, I still have a lot of business expenses to come in for the month of September, but I did pay my iCloud storage, and I did have to make a miscellaneous purchase, which was a Microsoft Excel extension. So that just went into miscellaneous here. School expenses, my tuition is paid. I don't know why this isn't yellow. This is also new. I just made sure to highlight things in yellow that are new from my last video. So my tuition is paid. That was paid for with my grant/loan. I still have all of these other things that I'm expecting to spend on, but my tuition is paid. So that is very, very exciting. And that was paid for by pretty much mostly the grant. As you can see, I'm already in the red for this month, but I have a paycheck coming on Thursday that should cover this. And the reason I am in the red is because I did end up having this kind of larger expense on my credit card, which I thought was going to be at 0 for the month. But like I said, it's good to have it paid off. And if you're wondering like where I get this mysterious money from in the red, I do have additional savings. I also have another source of income that I really don't try and dip into, and I haven't dipped into it yet. I've just been dipping into kind of like the extra money in my checking account. So since the beginning of September, I did have quite a large expense that I totally forgot about. I had to pay a friend back for a canoe trip that we went on. So I sent him that money. But since then, I really haven't been spending too much money. This day was over budget, but I had multiple days that were $0. So I am really not too concerned about my miscellaneous spending yet this month, which is great. And as you can see, I am, like I said, in the red. I have a paycheck though coming this week, or I'm going to pay myself this week. So it is not something that is stressing me out yet. In next month's reset video, I'm hoping to kind of just include this all in one with my habit tracker. But what I am super excited about is this habit tracker that I have set up to basically track my goals and the habits that I want to establish for the month of September. So as you can see, today is September 6th. So I've blocked off the first 5 days of the month. We're not counting them this month because this was not set up, but this habit tracker was really inspired by this book. And I've always kind of taken the approach that goals should be a reflection of your priorities in life. And right now my main priority in life is fitness and health and establishing my business. Writing and school are also priorities, so they are included on this list. But as you can see, kind of my biggest priorities right now are fitness and health and establishing my business, my creative business as a book cover designer. So they have the most goals. Those sections just have the most goals. School's coming in after because I am starting school, and then there is writing, which I am really that's what I'm trying to nail down a habit for this month. So jumping in, I'm just going to pull this over here because I can't really see all of my goals. So I have 4 fitness and health goals. The first is to get 8 hours of sleep a night. So basically for each goal, I have established a supporting habit. So what can I put in place every day or every week or every weekday on some reoccurring basis that is going to support that goal? Because it's great to have a goal to, improve my technical boxing skills, but how am I actually going to do that? What habit is going to get me there? My goal for fitness and health, one of them is to get 8 hours of sleep at night. I have had really bad sleeps lately, and it's been a lot. I will literally insert a clip here of me like crying. I was vlogging this day, and then I ended up deciding not to post the vlog of me crying about how bad my sleep was. It was not good. I have literally just been so miserable today because of my shitty sleep last night. And when I say like shitty sleep, I mean like I went to bed at like 10:30 and did not sleep all night. Like not at all. I was restless the whole night. And I think the only sleep that I got was between like 8 a.m. and noon. 8 a.m. and like 11 a.m. maybe. So when I say I had a shitty sleep, I'm like really not exaggerating. I like really hardly ever have cranky days, but today I'm a little cranky, but that's okay. Tomorrow will be better. If I get any sleep, tomorrow will be better. Yeah, so that's the clip. My sleep's been bad. So my goal is to get 8 hours of sleep, and then to support that, the habit that I want to establish is in bed, no electronics by midnight on weeknights. I have to be up by 8 a.m. and that if I'm in bed with no electronics by midnight and really intentionally trying to go to sleep, hopefully I get that 8 hours of sleep. The reason I put on weeknights is because I do like to go out on the weekends, so it's just on weeknights for now. So that would put us at 19 days for the rest of the month, I believe. And you can see I've already blocked off like Friday nights and Saturday nights because I probably will not be in bed by midnight on some of those nights, not all of those nights. So we haven't done this habit yet. I guess today would be tracking for yesterday, right? No, it would be tracking for today. I'm not really sure. Well, we're gonna leave this one. But that's my first goal and habit that's supporting that. My second is to improve my technical boxing skills. I've been boxing a lot. I want to attend 6 boxing classes a week, and I haven't gone yet today, but I'm literally going in like less than an hour, so I'm going to just tick that off here. I'm actually going to 2 classes today, but we're just going to give myself credit for 1. So as you can see, when I tick that off, I get a completed mark over here, and then you can see on this graph that it is showing that I have done 1 day. This is the goal for the month, and this is the actual. Move more during the day is a big goal of mine, so I want to walk a minimum of 6,000 steps a day. I also have at the end of this spreadsheet here, let me just zoom in so you can see this better. I also have just at the end of this spreadsheet here some key performance indicators. So I don't have this for every single goal, but walking is a big one that's easy to track. So at the beginning of the month, my average steps per day are 4,448, and I want to see what they are at the end of the month. Hopefully they're over 6,000. So these key performance indicators are really like measurable values, normally lagging indicators. So normally it's like as I build the habits, these good indicators will come slightly after. And so I hope this gets to 6,000 by the end of the month. So this is basically a measure to see how I am doing. So I'm hoping to do that every single day. I am not at 6,000 steps yet, so we are not going to tick that off. I am also hoping to start up my fat loss journey again. So last year between October 2021 and April 2022, I lost about 30 pounds. And I did that by calorie counting, essentially, and eating in a calorie deficit. Like, plain and simple, that's what it came down to. I'm trying to track my calories again now. I did not track them all summer, or in general, I didn't track them all summer. So I'm trying to track them again, and I am doing that today. So that is definitely happening. And I will do that for dinner and everything today, so no big deal there. But I am going to do that. My goal is not to eat in a calorie deficit, or my habit is not to eat in a calorie deficit, because that might not happen every day, but my habit is just to track every day. And I know tracking's not for everyone, but it worked for me. And then again, we do have a key performance indicator for this, so weight. I weighed in this morning at 157, which is actually a little bit higher than I normally weigh in at. I just started taking creatine, which can sometimes make you retain water, so perhaps that's why. Perhaps I just ate a lot this past weekend. It doesn't really matter. That's what I weighed in at today. And so we're going to see what I weigh in at the end of the month. Hopefully we can lose a few pounds. And the reason, I just want to say, the 30 pound like fat loss before was necessary. This is for a combination of just aesthetics and feeling like wanting to look a certain way. Personally, I'm not telling anyone they have to look a certain way, but this is just a combination of me wanting to look a certain way and also wanting to drop some weight for boxing. So that's what that is. School hasn't started yet, but I do have 2 goals when it comes to school. One is to attend all class. I know when I get bored isn't the correct word, but if I think my time is better served elsewhere, sometimes I don't go to class. I really don't want to make that a habit. So my goal is to leave for school by 10 a.m. on school days, just so I'm on campus and I have no excuse. That'll get me there early. I don't have school yet today, so we can't count that. The next is to build an everyday study habit. I just want to work or study or work on school stuff for about a half hour every day, just so I don't get behind, whether it be revising my notes after class, whatever it is. I just want to work just a half hour a day. Not a big deal. That is the habit that I really want to build. Again, I haven't done that yet because school starts tomorrow. The next is writing, and my goal for the month is to build an everyday writing habit. And so that is to write a minimum of 250 words a day, every day. Doesn't matter if it's weekend, weekday, just 250 words a day. That's about a page a day. And hopefully next month I'm going to up that to 500 or 1,000. I've never been one of those people that thinks you have to write every day to be a writer. However, I really do see the value in establishing habits, and my schedule starting tomorrow with school coming back is about to get insane. So this is going to be very important. I think there's a key performance indicator for this one. Yes, so word count in novel. So at the start of the month, I have 13,000. We're going to see where I'm at the end of the month. And for the previous school goal, there's also a key performance indicator. Obviously, I don't have a GPA to start, but I will have one, hopefully, like some grades in by the end of the month. Now, I have 3 business goals. So the first is to respond to client emails within 24 business hours. So I have really been responding to emails a little slowly, because typically what I like to do is, let's say there's an edit to be done, and I will wait until that edit is done and then respond to the client with everything. But I think clients really enjoy the reassurance that like I'm checking my emails and stuff like that, and I check my emails every day, multiple times a day. So when it comes to book cover design, I want to make sure that I'm responding to absolutely everything. Even if I'm just responding with a yes, I'm going to follow up by the end of the week, I want to respond to everything within 24 business hours. So again, excluding weekends. And I'm going to do that by checking and responding to all client emails every morning. I also want to, for my business, increase the available pre-made covers for sale. And so to do that, I'm going to work on pre-made covers for 1 hour every weekday, just to increase the stock of pre-made covers in my shop. And I do have a key performance indicator for that. Pre-made sold per month. In August, I sold 7. So hopefully by the end of this month, we're the same or more. But that's a tough one because I really don't have control over whether people buy a pre-made or not. And then lastly, my goal for business is to create a new product to sell. So I have an idea for a product. I'm not going to tell you yet. It is book related, obviously. It is design related, obviously. And it is going to go up for sale on my website, hopefully this month. I think there's going to be a free version and there's going to be a paid for version. It is not a course or anything like that. It's a physical product or a download. So you can get the physical or the download. So to do that, I am going to support creation of this new product. I want to work on the new product once per week. Easy goal, it's probably going to be a weekend project, so I just have to complete that 5 times. So this is my habit tracker. Essentially, this is my goal of how many times I work on each item per week, and then this tracks how many times I've actually completed that habit. And then there is the percent completion at the end. That is going to tell me, essentially like how close did I get to 100% completion of that goal. So that's going to be it for my reset video. Next reset video, it's going to be a vlog of my whole reset day. I have clips of, what I've done today in terms of cleaning, doing laundry, folding things, just getting everything ready for the month, even though we're already a week into the month. But hopefully next month it is more of a vlog-like format because I really enjoy the vlog formats of the monthly reset videos. But hopefully this gave you a little bit of a glimpse into my process. And again, I totally want to credit these creators up here for inspiring me to kind of pursue this monthly reset, goal setting, etc. Because it really, I've been obsessed with watching these videos and I'm like, wow, this would be so helpful. And I'm about to start school, so this is the perfect time to start. And anyway, I'm just very excited about this process and I really, really hope I stick with it. I'm going to stick with it. I don't know why I said that. I'm going to stick with it because I do love Excels. So I am going to stick with it. Let me know down in the comments below if you do any kind of monthly goal setting, monthly reset, monthly reflections, whatever it may be. Let me know down in the comments below. Also let me know if you like this setup / angle. I think this is it. I think I've been trying to figure out how to film in my new apartment and I think this is it. So I think we are going to stick with this setup in the future. I think it looks good, but let me know down below whether you like it, dislike it, etc. But yeah, thanks so much for joining everyone and I will see y'all soon. Bye.